Isn't the ending of the hair famous? Orion Youth Edition. Okay. About this series of Orion. There were 1, 2, 3, and 4 in front and behind, plus the current Orion Youth Edition. This brings out 5 Orion handles. Dang. I want to ask you, did Orion save your life? How does this package fascinate the handle? Is also the same as a certain meter. Just put on a foam bag and you're done. This is not very similar to Boitang's card making. The price is, after all, 139 is cheaper than Direwolf. 50 yuan. The first wireless launch. 139 wired. Only 89 this price. Not to mention packing it in a foam bag. Even if you give it to me naked. I do. The packaging can be saved. But the data cable is still included with the cake. At such a low price, I wondered, what does this have to be castrated? Can it still be used? This is Hachieto. For the handle function launched by novice players. As soon as you put it on simply, you can play it directly with your hands. In terms of price, 8 guard halls. This time there is really nothing to say. But the knife technique is good, but I don't dare to talk nonsense. If I remember correctly, during the first evaluation of the Fox Hunter, I mentioned such a question. But this appearance gives me the feeling of a hat. Fortunately, there is no green version. And this time, forgive the green, it is coming. Unlike the previous conservative macho fans, this forgiveness green, the key joystick and the cross key tip are all green. In short, this time the 8 guards hall is very green. The front looks like the youth version, the fox hunting and the true infinity version. I didn't feel any difference. But after reversing the cake, I realized that the original dignified and precise knife techniques were cut here. The most obvious change behind the handle is the lack of a back key. Very clean and tidy. In addition to cutting off the back button, the youth version, the wireless charging module and mode have also been cut. Toggle, switch and more. The controller supports both Windows and Android platforms without mode. Toggle, switch. How to switch modes. No. I flipped through the instructions and packaging again, and then suddenly realized, on the outer packaging, obviously, the large characters mark the Orion Youth Edition 2.4G Unlimited Cake. The reason why it doesn't have a mode switch, of course, it's because it only supports 2.4G and doesn't support Bluetooth at all. This is the true 2.4G Infinity handle. Of course, wired can also be connected, so if you want to play games on your mobile phone, you need an adapter and then you can do it like this. Obviously, it's not for you to play with your phone. Secondly, judging from its connection mode, it is used to play computer games and Android TV games. The feeling is fast, needless to say. After all, the mold is not much different from the previous hunting back seat. Maybe it's because the back key was cut off. The grip is more calm than before. Don't be afraid of accidentally touching the back button. But the weight is only 210 grams, and the feel is not thick enough. The feel or details of other buttons. What students want to know. You can watch this video. I won't go into too much detail here. Next, let's continue to talk about what he doesn't have. After all, the other Orions he has have them and he doesn't. There are indeed other Orions as well. This time, even the Elite software has been castrated. If you want to fire bursts or turn on the joystick, there is no dead mode. You can only set the tuning of the joystick through the shortcut keys. To be honest, it still surprised me a little. By default, there is a central point and there is no cross. The outer ring tuning of the dead stick is similar to that of the Xbox. The error rate of the outer ring is about 10%, and the no death mode is turned on. After, the center point can be truly dead-free, silky, and without jitter. No, the effect of Joe teaching feels better than the PC version of Fox Hunter. The youth version functions castrate the expansion button on the back, Bluetooth module. There is also support for business software, but after all, the price of 139 yuan. Won't the internal trade union also castrate a lot? It's still a bit difficult to disassemble. There is actually a screw. It is directly slippery and cannot be screwed off. There is no choice but to dismantle another one. The industrial design inside the handle is still good. Very neat. The motor uses the same motor as Spock's and the motherboard. The socket scheme is adopted. The joystick adopts the carbon film of the silver control frame. The needle corners of the joystick are welded. The lifespan is 2 million revolutions per minute. At this price point, the joystick of the silver control rack is still used. Still very conscientious. The action buttons and sharp keys, like the previous Orion, are conductive rubber. The trigger of the scheme is a conductive rubber of the rod. However, the thickness of the motherboard is only 1.2 millimeters, which is still a bit thin. Fortunately, Babbitt Hall is more willing to use screws. This time it was fixed with 7 screws, which was quite firm. The battery also has a special battery compartment integrated into the plastic backplate for reinforcement. Compared to sticking directly to the motherboard, it's much safer. The battery has a capacity of 480 mAh and the connection of the motherboard. The socket scheme is adopted. It means that there is no RGB full of oily ears for about 25 hours. The battery life is decent. You may not believe it this time. Hakiatang secretly changed the chip on the youth version. The chip model is TLS283555 is the latest pure 2.4G chip developed by Baoitang. The computing power of this chip has reached 13 bits, but the feedback from 8 parish staff members. The 13-bit sampling of this chip will shake, for more stability, still stabilize the resolution to 10 bits. It's no wonder that the joystick tuning just now was so silky. It turns out that the algorithm is more focused on stability. In general, the internal workmanship of this handle is not crazy because of the price of 139 yuan. On the contrary, the interior is neat and tidy, and is willing to use materials. Even better chips are used. Can be said that the workmanship and materials of this youth version are in the handle under 150 yuan. I really can't find a second one. The cake is blessed with a 2.4G chip. The receiver has also been specially treated. I used chips of the same specification as the cake. The antenna is large. Playing on PC is almost lag-free. The connection between the receiver and the receiver is very compliant. Is it good that there is no disconnection and fortunately? A head-squeezing situation. Despite the price, Qingming Baoitang still continues the old tradition of free trial for the previous 100 days. If you don't get used to it and don't like it after 100 days, you can return and refund directly. This wave of operations has to say, Baoitang not only rolled down the price, I also rolled up the after-sales service. At first, I thought it was just a fox with a lid. After all, it has been castrated a lot, but the overall evaluation found that it was my pattern. Lower pure 2.4 level chip silky joystick. Excellent internal workmanship is unlimited 139 yuan, limited to 89 yuan price. Baoitang uses its precise inversion. The impossible becomes possible. If you don't like the handle itself, additional features like fancy backgrounds and mapping, I just want to play a simple game, this handle is perfect for you. After all, in addition to playing games wirelessly, the 8-bit haul has been streamlined. We don't buy expensive ones, we only buy the right ones. Of course, if you are just a novice player on the PC side and want to start playing games with a controller, you can also take a look at this one. The price is more affordable. It also supports a 100-day free trial, so don't be overwhelmed. Just go on. After all, if you are not used to it, you can still return it.